We've got a special guest today, Toni Breidinger and her sister, Annie Breidinger.
Yeah.
And we did a great little podcast and wine tour and everything, but got to hear...
racing.
And some racing. But we got to hear from a professional race car driver herself. And some really interesting points that came up. And really what life is like coming up into racing and racing in NASCAR as a woman.
Yeah. I feel like we had a cool conversation about racing, but also like about just random other little things. So
that happens a lot. Sorry, I'm just a little that race. Stay tuned. Got hot.
I mean, I'm not going to say who won, but
just cut.
Please.
What are your aspirations? If you're going to say like you're sitting at retirement and you're like, what is it you want to look back on have achieved?
Oh, I feel like I want to achieve so much. I would say, like, looking at my 5-year plan, I want to make it to the NASCAR Cup Series, but I feel like that's very, like, contingent on, like, you know, how, like, trucks would go, and then, like, the next level would be Xfinity, then Cup. So I feel like there's so many different variables, and I try not to, like, hold myself too much to a timeline because I feel like everyone kind of has, like, their own journey and such. But I would say, like, ideally, like, in a perfect world, that's my 5-year plan. And I think it'd be cool to, like, branch out. Like, there's a driver this year that tried to do the Indy 500 and Coca-Cola 600. Like, those two races, like, two really big races. One was IndyCar, one was NASCAR. Like, they're in the same weekend. So I'm like, that would be kind of sick to do. Like, kind of just experience both
They did
worlds.
it on the same weekend?
Yeah. And they had to, like, helicopter from, like, one track to, like, literally back to back. It was crazy. But, yeah, I think it'd be cool to, like, mix it up and, like, try different things and branch out. But I feel like to, like, make it in sport, my focus has to be on NASCAR. And, like, once, like, I reach, like, the level that I want to, then I think it's easier to kind of, like, branch out in, like, other directions and maybe pick up some, like, different, like, hobbies and everything like that. But
I mean, racing is, like, one of those, if you want to call it a career.
Yeah.
Like, because it seems so much fun.
when people ask, like, what I do for work, like, I can't say race car driver. Like, I never do. I'm like, I just can't.
Yeah, like,
I feel like it doesn't
you have a
sound
hobby
right.
and a job all at once. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm in marketing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you could just say I'm a driver.
I'm a driver.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you do wine tours?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
Uber. Yeah, sure.
We can go fast.
Yeah. So, and when it comes to like moving up the ranks, how pure or how genuine is it just on a performance basis, or is there some politics? And if you don't want to talk about it like this, but how much politics play a role in who gets to be where?
There's a lot of politics.
There is.
There's so much politics. Yeah. And I feel like it's always been that way. I do feel like people say now there's a lot more like rich kids in the sport, and like, I mean, you do need like a lot of financial backing.
Nepo
but
babies.
I feel like, yes, but there's always been Nepo babies. I'm like,
there you go.
yeah.
He's happy. He gave him the alley-oop.
Yeah.
And he slammed it.
Yeah, no, it's interesting, like, seeing how people are pressed about, like, certain drivers, but it's like, I mean, like, your guys' favorite drivers back in the day, like, they're Nepo babies, too.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I feel like it's very political. That's why I was kind of, like, okay, I need to move to North Carolina because I don't have, like, any of these connections, and I need to somehow make them, because I realize, like, it's a good bit politics, but also, like, comes down to, like, performance, backing. I also think, like, your branding is pretty important, too.
So when you say branding, are you talking your persona, what you put out
branding.
there?
Yeah, because I feel
You
like
seem like you're one of the most valuable brands out there in racing, right?
I try to be.
Yeah.
I feel like I've worked really hard on that because you have to give, like, I mean, you can't just put a brand on your race car and be like, okay, sick, like, I'm giving them all the exposure. Realistically, like, you need to give them, like, good ROI, and that's going to come down to, like, you know, you as a brand. And social media is so massive now. Brands want to be on social media. That's where all the value is. So I think that's just kind of how it is. It's not really, like, TV viewers as much anymore.
And one of your hobbies is social media.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's like a hobby, but like I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
She's doing well. She's doing well.
yeah, doing well.
Yeah.
I mean, but you start so like, and we'll go back a little bit to the kind of makeup tutorials that you had done, you know, in your earlier years.
Yeah.
That was your teens, I assume.
Yeah, I was like 14 around that time, and I've always just loved social media. I always thought like the idea of creating content. Like I remember when influencers first kind of came out, and like the first kind of like YouTubers. I thought it was so cool. I'm like, that's so fun. They're like creating something, and I remember I was so nervous to like start like a YouTube channel. I was like, I'm just gonna go do it. Like, who cares? And that was kind of like when I first like dabbled in like social media, and I was very low key. Like, it wasn't like some successful channel, but I had a lot of fun like creating content, and I realized like the like marketing is like so interesting to me, and like how to like market myself and like the value in that. So kind of sparked my interest in
And
all
so,
that.
but all that like training, which you probably didn't even look at it like training, has come in really handy with you
Yeah,
in your
'cause, like-
professional career and hobby.
Yeah, yeah, because when brands were like, oh, we want like an Instagram video or like a TikTok, like back in the day, I was like, oh, I can do this because like I used to edit like my YouTube videos for fun, and now I can kind of like utilize what I learned. So yeah, I feel like I've been like efficient at kind of like transitioning that into like actual work.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's where a lot of people like I are not able to do that. That came very foreign to me. I'll say
Oh, yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like I didn't grow up with it. And so, well, I shouldn't even say that. Like I'm not the guy doing it. I just am the guy in front of it. But I think that it is the way of the future, and we're starting to see what is irrelevant. And a lot of it is the traditional media and ways of advertising with the media.
Yeah.
So it's, but it gives us the power to do it in our own hands to a much
Exactly.
larger degree. So I think it's a good route to go.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
people in, I don't know if you call them your competitive set, just your other drivers.
Yeah, competitors,
What is your? Yeah, I'm talking like our industry. My competitive set.
Yeah.
So, what is the age range in general? Like that is at your level.
Yeah, I would say so for trucks. I think like for certain tracks you have to be 18 and up to race on them. So I would say like youngest is usually like 18. Some kids will like enter in at like 16 doing like short tracks and stuff, which I think is like, I don't know, I don't see the point in like rushing it that much. But usually it's around like 18 is like usually like the youngest typically. And then, I mean, some people are like kind of like older like doing it. Like I don't want to say like they're old, but like some people racing like they're still in like their 50s, stuff like that. So there's like a pretty like big age range.
And why do you think it's so dominated by men?
I think that's just like how like the roots of like NASCAR have been, and I think going back to like I guess like outside like perception, like I think is like the sport's like male dominated, not welcoming. Like a lot of people don't realize like girls can race in NASCAR. Like they're like, oh, do you have like your own series? I'm like, no, like I'm like with like the guys, but like people don't realize. They're like, oh, that's crazy. Like didn't realize you could do that. I'm like, no, like it's not like, oh, there I am. Yeah, it's not like the other sports, I guess, where you separate it, but people don't really realize that.
Yeah, yeah. That's one of the things I find most interesting about it is that you can do that. And,
Yeah.
But I think back to like, how you were mentioning boys as young as 16 getting into short track stuff.
Yeah.
Boys are absolute idiots at 16
I know.
years
Yeah.
old.
That's why I'm like, honestly, like,
We know.
I've been through it. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like there's not a care in the world, and so when you're not scared of death,
Yeah.
right? And I think women, just females generally have more of a sense of reality. And so I think that maybe there's like an early competitive advantage for guys, but then there's the patience of women that, and I probably should not be talking about biology because I'm probably going to offend somebody out there.
Yeah. No, you're good.
But I mean, it seems like that patience and steadiness is something that could, benefit long term, but just getting more women into it. Because I love the fact that it's like one of the few sports where it's level playing field. Doesn't matter. Like you're not lifting weights. You're doing a whole different level of stress testing on yourself mentally and physically. And I think people don't understand that. Like racing, I've been on a track a bit and like for a day and just sports cars, and you're sore afterwards.
Oh yeah, my
You're
heart
using
rate,
totally
like
different-
I wear like a heart rate monitor. Like my heart rate, like at some races, like especially when it's hot, will be like 210, which is very high. Like borderline, like it should not be that high. But yeah, like it's very demanding. But I feel like you can like work out to be just as fit as like a male competitor. I'm like, it's yeah.
Well, and I think that they've actually looked at a lot of comparisons between. So how much training needs to be done to be in racing compared to, I don't know, say the NBA or in football. And it's like, it's very comparable. If you want to be at that top end, you have to be putting in that time and that effort.
Exactly.
And I think people think like, oh no, it's just some dude drinking a Bud Light in his backyard. He's like, on the weekends I go race cars. It's like, nope. That's
it's
not it at all.
It's not like a normal car where it's like you just like easily turn the wheel or like easily like hit the brakes. Like it's all like pretty intense.
So
you got the anti-lock braking, you got power steering, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
saying there is a chance for someone that maybe had a late start to jump into it?
I mean, I always tell
Sorry,
people,
Joe. I'm just feeling it out, just seeing what my chances are.
Are you thinking about it? Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I always tell people like it's never too late to start. Like if you want to do it, but
I
Are you gonna biohack your way into racing?
I don't know. No, I'm trying to build it up. I don't know. I could have the best crash ever seen. But as we're scrolling right now, Art is for those that aren't watching the visual, please do. But we're scrolling through your feed. And I saw you were wearing the heck out of this beautiful black dress.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I think, was that from the Victoria's Secret shoot?
Yeah, it was a Victoria's Secret fashion show. I attended it and I like sat front row and it was like so cool. I loved it. Very
That's
like
awesome.
polar opposite worlds, but it's kind of fun. I feel like they balance each other out.
Yeah, I mean, you were doing modeling for them.
Yeah,
You're a Victoria's Secret model.
Yeah,
right?
I've modeled for them.
Yeah.
Last year when I made my NASCAR truck debut, they were on the car for that, or on the truck. So that was like very cool. I'm like,
That's
pretty
awesome.
surreal.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still do a lot of modeling, or is that kind of like?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
still do. I think it's just like racing's always my priority. It's funny because people are like, oh, like you're so focused on modeling. I'm like, no, they really go hand in hand. Because like a lot of brands like work with me because they think it's interesting that I have like the backstory of being a race car driver, and also like all of like the funds and everything like that from modeling. I always put that back into racing. So they always go hand in hand. It's just funny. I feel like people are like, you can only do one or the other. I'm like, why?
Yeah, why?
Like,
Yeah,
I'm like,
I mean-
yeah. So I feel like it's just because it's not traditional. So I'm like, whatever. I do my
But
thing.
use it to your advantage, and
Yeah.
that's what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I like it because, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the sponsorships, I mean, we were talking a little bit about it earlier, but it sounds like to me, from what I gather, is it's a grind.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You know,
For sure.
you have to kind of get out there and really promote your brand and who you are and everything that's going on. So, and it looks like that you've done that very well. to
Yeah,
say.
thank you. I
And so
appreciate that.
appreciate the grind.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And let's see. So I'm asking this question because I have another question.
Yeah,
Are you
go
in a
for it.
relationship?
I am not.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is, do you have a crush on any of the drivers?
Oh no. Have you seen him?
This was,
I know.
I told you he goes.
You're like,
Goes off script again.
I don't know. I told her. We didn't clear this.
I'm looking for a little bit of the. I'm looking for a little bit of the juice here.
yeah,
Okay.
no,
All right?
I'm crushing some egos here, but no, like I really, not really. I mean, I guess you guys could probably take a look at it. Like, no offense, that sounds mean, but just not my vibe. You know,
Your
It's just
vibe.
not
Yeah,
my
you gotta say your vibe. Everybody
Yeah.
got their own
Gentlemen,
vibe. Okay.
start your engines
Okay.
and don't even try.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if
Yeah, so people get it twisted. I'm like, no.
they're just like. Wah, wah.
Well, I appreciate the honesty. That's
Yeah,
great.
no.
Yeah.
What is? How about we just we double down? We say what is your vibe? Is it the musician? Is it the rockers?
I don't
Is
really.
the-
I feel like my vibe is like myself right now. Like I feel like I'm so
Boom.
like
That's it.
focused. Like I feel like I don't even like. I'm so tunnel vision on what I'm doing, and I'm kind of just I'm like I don't need distractions. So I'm just
Yeah.
doing my
Love it.
thing.
25,
Yeah.
loving life, living it. That's awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell
Like I have
yeah.
one shot at this, so
Yeah.
need to make the most of it.
That's great. And well, go ahead.
No, I wasn't gonna say. I mean, if you looked back on your career so far, I mean, we've already just been talking about how great it's been. Is there anything that you kind of look back and you're like, I wish if I would have known what I know now, I probably would have done this differently? Anything like that, or that could be advice to anyone listening.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's so many things I'm like, oh, like I like did the wrong move on this, or I didn't know much about this. But then at the same time, like I don't regret anything because I'm like, this is like all of that like led me to here. So it's easy to think like, oh, like I wish that didn't happen. But I'm like, wait, if that didn't happen, then maybe I wouldn't have like the knowledge from it that I have now, or like maybe I wouldn't be where I am right now. So I don't really have like regrets from things, but I think I've learned a lot on the way. Like just not knowing anything about like motorsports or having like a mentor was a lot of trial and error. But I feel like the error like led me to here and also kind of like toughened me up a little bit. It's what I like to tell myself at least.
I think that's great. I think that even going back to that story of kind of like getting into it just on a whim on a weekend, really, and not having that experience with being mechanical with vehicles, people understanding that that's not a requirement, and also that kind of like, what is important? Driver, right? So to all of the, I would say probably not young girls out there listening, but the parents of young girls out there listening,
Yeah.
know that you don't need to be a mechanic to be able to get into racing, right?
Yeah, I think if you're passionate for it, then go for it, right?
And yeah, you just got to be fearless, I suppose.
Yeah.
Fans. So you might I'm just saying, do you have any crazy like hilarious fan interactions
Yeah.
like in your racing or
Yeah.
they go to extreme lengths to support support you?
I have like a couple stories. One weird one was I was literally like on the starting grid, about to like start your engines, like that whole thing, and somebody climbed in my race car. Literally, and I was like, yeah, and they like climbed in through like the right side window, and I'm buckled.
Is that
in,
like the equivalent of streaking?
I don't even know. I didn't know what to do.
Hopefully
like,
they had clothes on, dude.
yeah, they had clothes, but I was
Okay,
like,
good,
what?
yeah, but still weird.
And I like, you can't really move like your head in the car because like you're you're kind of like molded into these seats, so and you have like a headrest, so like I couldn't really look, like I was fully buckled in, and I see this guy coming in, I'm like, I don't think that's one of my crew guys, like I don't see a crew shirt, so I was so confused, and I was like, there's just a random person climbing in my car. It was so random.
Whoa,
What was he just like going for a selfie or what?
I don't know what he, like maybe an autograph, but I was like,
This is not the time.
sorry, I don't have a Sharpie on me
You were
right
on the
now.
starting grid.
Yeah, literally about to get going. It was crazy. Yeah, so I was like, I was like,
Oh man.
So in that situation, did you just have like a rut? Do you have security or something that came out there and ripped him out? Or did he ride with you? Did you just say, all right?
Yeah, okay, you're my passenger right now. No, so a crew guy saw him, and I think I might have keyed up on the radio and said like, hey, like what is this? Or like they saw him and like yo, like get out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was kind of crazy.
That
I was
is
like, damn,
wild.
That's wild.
Any struggles in kind of that same realm of like, do you see sexism? Are there fans that are like, you shouldn't be doing this?
Yeah, I see comments like that on social media. Like I haven't had somebody like say it to my face, or actually, no, people have like said stuff kind of to my face, but I mean, I don't know. I don't really care that much. Like I don't get like. I mean, sometimes I'll be like sensitive if I have like a bad race, and I like if you're having a bad day and like you read a bad comment and it's like it hits you a little bit harder. But like usually I'm pretty good at like brushing it off because I'm like they're pretty irrelevant to my career and
the
myself.
social media thing is like so. When it
Yeah.
comes to like you're gonna hide behind your computer and talk shit. I mean, I know everybody's talked about that,
Yeah.
and it makes no sense at all. But do you use that like to try to expose to the world these idiots so that hopefully they stop doing dumb shit like this?
Honestly, I try not to give it too much attention because I'm
Yeah.
like, I feel like some people just want the attention from it, and then like other times I'm just like, I don't feel like giving them like the time of day in a sense. I'm like, you're just annoying, and I don't really block people either. Like I'm just like, okay, whatever, do your thing. You're giving me engagement to my comments, so cool.
So that I think that's what we've learned is that the more negativity there is, which we get a lot of it.
Yeah.
We don't have a followership like you, but we get a lot of negative stuff. Not a lot, but like I don't know, maybe 1% or 2%.
Mm-hmm.
You think more?
Yeah, dude.
Really?
No, I mean, I'm just saying that like.
he
Well,
deletes
maybe.
them for you.
But no, but
He's protecting you.
it catches fire, and then people are like, standing up for you or whatever.
Yeah.
They're talking shit back.
That's what we like.
And that, because if everything's positive, it's just kind of linear and
Sure.
it doesn't go viral.
Yeah.
When you have some shit
We
talking,
need a little controversy.
I love it. I love it. It's great. Bring it on. If you guys want to go on either of our TikToks and talk shit to us, go for it. Talk shit about us together because we'll probably post something together.
You guys can like collab together against people, like join up.
Yeah.
Like this is like a team up. But I was gonna say you do have a lot in common with that, and I gotta hand it to both of you to put yourself out there and just be like, who cares? Like we're gonna do it. If you talk, it's kind of like haters gonna hate. Watch the money pile up. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
He said,
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Did he say?
I think it's good to show that an inspiration to others because it can get bogged down by trolls out there, and everyone goes through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone
true.
goes through it, so it takes a lot to put yourself out there. But I was gonna say, do you have? Because I mean, you're like 2.7 million on Instagram. Do you have like a group? Like the Tonys or do they call
like
themselves like a name?
fan group?
Yeah.
I need one.
That's what I was thinking.
It's hard
like,
because
Taylor
like,
Swift has the Swifties.
I know, but like
You know-
my last name is like I don't know. Like I don't really have something like I feel like that would like work like that. I need
Yeah.
something though.
Yeah, because all we gotta do.
But I
is,
feel like they need to come up with it themselves. Otherwise, it's like kind of weird.
You're right.
Yeah.
Like I
True.
feel like it needs to be like
Okay,
a
putting it
thing.
out there.
Yeah, guys.
Come on,
Whoa.
Tony fans, get up there and get your group together.
I've been known to come up with some brand names, so we'll see what we can
Okay.
do.
Oh, okay.
And then it's not you coming up with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Little inspo.
Yeah.
I don't know, just something fun. But we were talking about music earlier. Or some people like listen to music stuff like that. Like, do you have like a top Tony playlist or any kind of music you like to listen to while you're training or getting in the zone.
I think Chris is
Yeah.
asking if you're a Swiftie.
So, okay, so I've gone through my Swiftie era.
Subtle.
Definitely,
I think everybody
I like
did.
Taylor Swift, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I go through like phases, and I think maybe it's like a seasonal thing. But I'll like listen to like one thing a lot, and then kind of like move on from it. Like I was listening to Sabrina Carpenter like a lot, and then like I kind of like so I go through phases with everything. Yeah, so it kind of like just depends.
Nice,
but
yeah.
usually like pre-race, I try to like almost like chill out sometimes, because I can get like a little too like hyped up. I'm like, I need to calm down, depending on the track, because some tracks you want to be like a lot more like Daytona, like really like smooth movements, like not be like too like, I guess like you don't want to be like gripping the wheel, like you want everything to be like really smooth, like minimal motions and everything like that. And then there's some tracks where you need to like get up on the wheel, like elbows up, so it kind of just depends. So I feel like depending on the race is like,
and so a big part of that is the experience, just the time that you've been able to spend in the race circuit on the track, and knowing which ones are more aggressive, which ones are less.
exactly, and like what
mindset you got to be in.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
So we talked about Danica Patrick a little bit. So she now she has a winery here in Napa Valley. And I don't know when, I mean, I'd love to talk to her at some point and like understand when she decided like, hey, I'm going to get into wine, around my retirement age. And I actually think she retired maybe a little young. I think she probably could have stuck it out a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But have you thought about doing something else after racing? I know you still have a lot of years left in the game.
Yeah, I feel like I have like a lot of different interests. Like I love like everything like in the fashion space. I think is really interesting to me. Like a lot of stuff like in the creative space, like hair and makeup, like all that kind of stuff. Like I love. Like I think it's also why like I love doing like photo shoots. Like it's fun to be in front of the camera, but just like seeing like the creative process that goes into it, and like everybody like working on like this vision, I think is so fun. So I think stuff in the fashion space, like or maybe like writing my own book, or I don't know. I have like so many different ideas for myself. I'm like I want to do everything.
You're at a good age to do that.
Yeah.
You can still do anything and everything. Yeah. And so I want to know, what is your dream car right now?
Ooh, my dream
like
car.
Civilian dream car.
I would say, so right now I have a Toyota Tundra TRD Pro that I love, but I want to get the Land Cruiser. I have my eyes on that.
The new one?
Mm-hmm, the new one.
That like everything like opens up?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I saw that.
Yeah.
That's a pretty sweet design.
Yeah.
I have a question to ask. This brings up, since you're the expert, I feel, in the room.
Yes.
What's better, would you say, Chevy or Ford?
Toyota. I'm a Toyota girly.
I knew exactly where that was going to go. Yeah.
She's on
Toyota.
Dude. She can't be stopped, though. A little argument between Joe and I was trying to settle.
I got a GMC right now, and it keeps on breaking down.
Oh, really? It's
Gotta
in the
switch
shop
to
again.
A Sequoia. I had a Sequoia at one point and loved it. Honestly loved it.
I'm moving from diesel to gas because I'm just, diesel. I don't tow anything anymore. I used to actually farm stuff.
Okay.
Now other people farm it. But going with something a little more like logical. So I haven't figured it out yet, but I probably have a couple months until I go make that move. I do have a Toyota truck.
Tacoma?
No, it's like a 1983 Toyota pickup.
Okay, sick.
They didn't even have a model name for it. It was
That's
just
so
called
cool.
the Toyota pickup.
Yeah.
Yes.
Highly reliable.
They're reliable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just recently had a truck that was stolen from the winery, but we don't have to get into. I thought that's not the one.
That was a Dodge, man. We're covering all the bases
Dodge,
here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was the Dodge.
Yeah, that was a Dodge. We actually got that recovered though.
Love it for you.
Yeah, it was surprisingly some crackheads.
Okay.
Came onto the.
We cover everything.
Yeah. Love that.
They broke into the winery, which we have security 24 hours a day.
way.
Stole our truck, and then on their way to a Northern California crack home base, I don't know, whatever they call it, meth lab. I think that's what it is. They stole
trap
a
house?
trailer. No, trap houses are no, they do drugs at trap. Yeah, never mind. I don't know enough about this part of the culture. Okay, I'm sorry. I will do my research on this. Yeah, but they recovered it. So, fun stuff.
Love that.
Yeah, and I got a meth torch out of it. There was it was still on the side, so like that was there. There's some like Quiznos subs. And a metal detector.
Interesting.
I found a metal detector in the back seat.
They had a metal detector on them?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So like, shouldn't even be saying this because they might want their shit back.
Okay, yeah. You're gonna go bring it back to them?
Like, dude, my meth
"Hey, you
torch.
stole my car, but here's your metal detector back. I guess you go find another car to steal.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, so we've been talking about racing. I mean, all kinds of vehicles and stuff, and there is something that Joe and I are, pretty good at. I think at racing.
What? What is it?
Joe? Did you?
Well, we actually consider ourselves pretty close to professional at one point, and so
Champions? Maybe?
Yeah. I mean, I placed
series?
first plenty of times. It's a little thing called Mario Kart.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I respect it.
Yeah, and so I think we have something set up.
Yeah, I mean, we're just doing this off the cuff.
Yeah. Do you?
I think we got some Mario Kart set up.
All right.
And we were like thinking, well, I mean, how good? I mean, you
really
have
put me to the test.
Yeah, we're gonna put you to the test. Okay. And
we
Mario
talked
Kart racing.
to Toyota Racing, and they basically said that if we win, then we get to take your job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you win, you get Joe's winery.
All right. There we go. Okay. That sounds like a good.
Yeah, and you get my cold plunge I made out of a freezer chest. There's
like
good winnings here, so I think that's okay. We'll put this on the table.
Yeah. There's.
I mean, Tony, we haven't been planning it out or anything.
No.
We just have this.
I love
beauty.
it. I love it.
Would this, if you win, will this be the biggest trophy in your trophy chest?
This will be the most meaningful to me.
See how she can't.
This is why everybody loves her. And that's your brand right there. That's your brand.
All right. So, but we have something else to announce though too. I think it's amazing. Your awesome sister has been here in the green room watching us live, Annie. And she's gonna join in. So she could win Joe's winery too.
Yeah.
And a cold plunge.
Who are you picking? Actually, we didn't even ask Tony. Have you ever played Mario Kart?
Okay, so I have before, but it's been a long time.
Okay.
Like, I'm probably gonna be a little rusty. To be honest.
Me too. But I think that you've been on a track more recently than us.
Yeah.
We'll give you 20 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. 20 minutes. There we go.
Yeah, get the 20 minutes that we're professionals there. Yeah. And then we'll jump into it. So
okay,
what's up?
Should we go get?
All right, and if
Annie?
if you're just listening, this is another encouragement to watch us on on the video platforms, YouTube or Spotify, because you're gonna want to see this. This is gonna be pretty cool. We're gonna be talking smack. And it's going to get crazy out here.
Oh, yeah. Kind of nervous. Pre-race butterflies.
Rainbow Road for...
Isn't this the hardest one?
I think it's literally going to fall off every lap.
What the heck?
Who chose that?
Game on.
Adrian! Wait, which one's gas, eh?
I'm not telling you.
I love it.
Dude. All right, there is no mercy.
You okay, dude? Whatever, dog.
Oh no, I stalled!
Oh my god!
What?
Wait, do I want to go through this?
I don't know.
Who is the princess?
Me?
Oh my, you are driving you got me in the dirty air.
Oh my god, who hit me?
Uh-oh.
That's so
Oh my god.
Oh,
Someone's
no.
getting it. Someone's getting it.
Oh my god.
Okay, I
Yo,
made
this
him
is so
fall
big.
off.
Okay, right now. Oh my goodness gracious.
Bruh.
Dude.
That's wobbling.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I'm in first. What's
Okay,
going on?
Joe is in first. Hey, remember this is practice, Joe. Don't get off.
Bro, I'm in fourth. That's
I'm
being
in
out.
first.
Oh, that's... Dude! Where? Hey, what's up, dude? Hey, wait, we're first. We're nothing, dude. We're nothing. Oh, you got...
Return the small.
I don't know.
Bruh, what's happening? What's happening?
And you're just...
Wait, I can't get around these.
Just stop.
What?
Wait, dude.
Who's?
Yeah,
Mario.
Princess?
That's Mario. There we go.
Yeah, don't worry about me, dude. No.
Who hit me? That was so rude. I was leading.
Oh! See, so the same person hit me. Oh, I hear one laugh.
Oh!
Probably it is.
Bro.
Annie.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Dude, why do I keep getting coins, dude? Like, what can I do with these coins?
No idea.
Like, just get a...
Stop! Oh my gosh. Bruh.
Oh, wait, am I first? Awesome. Hey, wait, who did it? Someone just hit me with some ghost?
Oh, I'm the ghost.
Oh! Oh, I love that flower. Look at that.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh!
You went first?
Oh my god!
Are you surprised?
I'm very surprised.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't see.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know.
I thought I was rolling good.
I kind of
All right.
Here we go. This is
Oh my
it.
god, I can't stall this time. That really
Oh,
set me
yeah.
back.
Mario up there. Right. Let's do this.
I did it again!
Oh, you burn out. All right. Okay, we got Mario in second. Oh, oh, oh.
Don't hit the
I'm
cows.
telling you, that princess.
Oh! I got the princess!
Oh, dude!
And I just get
That was dirty, bro.
Oh, someone hit me! Who did you get?
That's
No! I got another
Oh my
one.
gosh.
I am having the worst luck.
Oh my gosh, dude, I see that. Dude, I see you, Harry. No, dude.
Okay.
Oh no, the grass!
Joe.
What?
Oh, we gotta knock Joe out, dude. We can't have
Oh my
this.
god!
I'll never hear the end of it, dude.
You know, the only difference between this and NASCAR is that we have weapons in this.
I know, literally.
Oh, I got a little trick up my sleeve.
Ah, the cow! Ah!
Oh, dude.
Did somebody hit my banana?
Did someone hit your? No one's hit your.
No, the cow is
What does the horn do? Oh, dude, what was that?
Me.
Oh. I just saw.
Oh, I hit the grass.
Oh, guys, come on, I'm about to lap you.
Oh my god!
No, no,
the
no,
bananas!
no, no. Get him, dude. If I have to go backwards just to get him, I will. Where is he?
Oh!
Oh!
Who got me?
Ah! This cow!
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
those
these
cows are
cows,
rough.
dude, they take the shells.
Oh no.
Oh no, wait, what are we doing?
Oh my god, the cows really stressed me out.
Come on, man.
I'm in
Oh,
third! No!
No, dude.
We get to keep the
Dirty.
No way.
Joe is first. Look at him beat his chest.
Ah! Ow! Ow!
All right.
All right. Next time we're taking it to the real track.
I know.
Oh, then we'll
Then we'll
be
be
good.
Yeah.
Now that we're all in the room together and we just
yeah.
had a nice clean race,
Yes.
honest win, I will say.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. So who of the two of you who played dirtiest?
I knocked someone out of the way. It might have been you.
Yes, that was me.
I was like-
you could...
Oh, I mean, growing up.
You're nice to each other.
You were definitely mean to me.
See there? That adds up right there. We
Not
were nice to
self-aware.
each other. You were a bitch.
Look at you, just like to start to stir the pot, dude.
So who was the meanest?
Let's talk about family drama for a minute.
Got away with everything.
You can see that. I can tell in their face.
So we haven't formally introduced Annie yet, but we have Toni and Annie, twin sisters. Both have a history in racing. Great to have you guys both on the show. Thank you for fulfilling our childhood needs of racing Mario Kart with a professional.
Yeah. No, thank you for having us. We had such a fun day.
I will happily. You need to take this home, and you need to have this on your
You are the
mantle
true-
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, you're the true.
Thank
Yeah, you're the
you.
true racer. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for
my
letting us
participation
pretend.
trophy.
Yeah, I know. Thank you for letting us pretend. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming
Yeah.
out and having the wine experience, and I hope you guys enjoy those blends you made.
Yeah, thank you. This was
So-
And
10
come
out
on
of 10
back
experience.
anytime and visit us. And
I know, we need a
yeah.
rematch at some point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we definitely need a please, because I can't listen to this guy. every
Dude, I
day.
will.
Like,
If you
oh
guys
my
come
God.
back, I will actually like get some go karts and set up a whole track in the barrel room,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
we'll probably lose on that one.
Yeah. We can rip go-karts.
All right. Well, thank you very much for being here. Look
Thank
forward to
you.
getting together again. Cheers.
Yeah.
Woo.
Peace.